Hello and welcome to the mothership. I am the Commander General Lax Zivrak. Thank you for joining us. Thought we'd do a little candid review of Skeleton Crew. I think we'll start off with, if I can sum up one word to my feelings of this particular show so far, I think it would be, no blaring complaints. No obvious shortcomings, but at the same time, no emotion of like, this is the coolest fucking thing that's ever happened. So, a lot of cool callbacks. Obviously, Tika from Battle of Endor and the Max Rebo children watching the hologram circus from the holiday special. Loads of OT aliens, which of course, whether it be, I think that was probably our biggest complaint about Andor, and quite a few other shows before this, but like more OT aliens. I think we've all kind of said that quite a bit about almost everything we've seen up until this. Cool to see a Shavastine Wolfman character, although again, and I've said this before, I think someone on this show has confused Lax Zivrak and Ariel Sharos, as Lax Zivrak did not have red glowing eyes. Ariel Sharos did. Those are two different species from two different fucking planets. Confusing them for whatever reason seems to be seems to be quite the common thing, which I've really never understood. I've never confused them. I've always, even from the watching Star Wars 77 for the first time, like you can tell they're two different characters, and they look quite different also. Lax Zivrak, the Shavastine, being much more of a werewolf look, whereas the Ariel Sharos, which I believe is called a Darfel, or Daffel, I don't know if there's an R in there, but it's much more of a bat. If you look at the ears and you look at the nose and the way its mouth is, like, that's a bat. Look up fruit bat and look at its nose, and then look at Ariel Sharos's nose. It's a bat. I know in the original, so they say in the original script, they called him Wolfman and Hyena Man. Again, I think that harkens back to the people. Like Rick Baker, who designed most of those. I think he did Ariel Sharos and, of course, Lax Zivrak. The people designing those and making those costumes were not the same people who wrote down what they called them. So there's mistranslation as to the real idea behind them, right? From the person who created from their mind those characters. But anyway, all in all, I watched both episodes. I will be watching all of it, I mean, if they got me to watch all of Acolyte, I'm not going to give up on this, So, the Isha Tib in the very beginning being shot in the eye, I feel like that, I think he shrugged that off a little bit too easy. I don't know any creature that is going to take something in the eye, even if it's just a poke from a finger, and not have some sort of reaction. So I thought that was kind of strange. The Jude Law character, I've said before that on Brett's channel that he will either be a Force user or pretend to be a Force user, and perhaps maybe be a Jedi. It appears that he is the captain from the beginning with the Knights of Ren mask, who was, right? I guess that's him. And so we'll have to see if he's tricking the children or if he really is, I don't know if he's tricking them as much as he might actually just be trying to leave. And, you know, he sees them as a means to do so because they have a ship. I don't know. Only time will tell. I thought the little storyline of finding the ship in the woods, I thought that was a little bit weak. I thought it was a little bit, it was just too close to, you know, it was just too close to the main section of town for it to be like some hidden thing that no one's ever seen. You know, I don't know. That didn't sit well with me. But, you know, nothing, not really a big deal. Just things that I noticed. All in all, not a bad show. Definitely not Andor, but at the same time, definitely not Acolyte. So it has its own merit. Great seeing original trilogy. Great seeing original trilogy. Aliens again. I think we've all said that for quite a while in a multitude of shows that we've seen. We know in some episodes or some shows we were saying more aliens. Then we had to come back and we had to say, okay, more aliens that we recognize, and now it seems like they've gotten that. So I guess my only other, I'm not going to say complaint, but and I felt this during those few Mando episodes where we had pirates, but I don't understand why Star Wars space pirates have to have any camaraderie or any type of similarities to Earth pirates in the, you know, fucking 15 to 1700s. I don't, you know, we saw the hats that the kid found on the ship that they discovered. And, you know, you have Shmi, SM-33, you know, talking like he's straight out of Pirates of the Caribbean. And I don't find that necessary. You know, it's like if Jabba the Hutt showed up in a fedora and was talking like Marlon Brando from The Godfather. Like, it's just, it's kind of a joke. And, you know, this is obviously much more of an adolescent kid show. Much more so than even like the animated series of Rebels or Clone Wars, and certainly more so than Andor. So, you know, I guess you can forgive some of those things, but yeah, I don't understand why all pirates have to talk like, you know, Johnny Depp and what we think pirates on Earth talk like. I don't know. I don't like that. And again, you know, if Jabba the Hutt came out and was like, on this day of my daughter's wedding, you know, it's just, I think it's a laugh. And I don't know if that's the kind of laugh that Star Wars needs to be trying to get, you know. It certainly never was before in the original trilogy, you know. So, other than that, seems, you know, hey, it's here and I'm watching it. And great that it started off with that space battle. Super Tantive 4, you know. If this is a diplomatic ship, where is your ambassador? You know, why is your vault magnetically sealed? So the one thing I have to say about that is in that opening scene, it was cool to have the Star Wars look of the ship coming into view in the space, you know, much like a lot of the OT movies. But to have that captain speak basically the same lines as Vader, I thought that was a little bit cheesy. And You know, I know that there's probably plenty of people out there that got, you know, all tingly, but I found it kind of cheesy, you know. I like more when they show just small background things that bring it into Star Wars, you know. I think they were a little too obvious with the circus hologram that the Max Rebo kids were watching. You know, they did the exact same shot, and it could have just been a little bit less. I don't know. I don't think they have to be so extremely obvious on those things, but, you know, whatever. I think it takes away from the merit of the show on its own. And it could be done a little bit more, what's the word? Out of the peripheral. Peripherally. So, I don't know. I highly recommend everybody go watch the Long and Long channel. They have a great conversation with Keith Guppy on their channel there. And awesome conversation, you guys. So anyway, I've been General Lax Sivrak. I will continue to be, and I will see you on down the trail.